working on around here today. Don't you feel that, Dick?
Are you guys all smashed?
On what?
On life.
On
Seriously?
life. Down with coke,
on life?
drugs, all those things. Terrible things. Terrible things.
Yeah.
Terrible things.
I want to say this to you.
Read that air.
I am absolutely sober.
John never drinks.
That's
Peter
wine.
hardly drinks, and I drink sometimes.
Yeah. Then how...
What do you... Come down here and say that. I'll knock you right on you. Look at this. It looked like a good suit, right?
Anyway, seriously.
What is it that you wanted to ask, Dick? Now, let's get into something
I had a
that's
chance to go
serious
into
here.
the stockbroker business about 4 years ago.
Isn't it better than talking about, well, when I was in Las Vegas, actually, we had a terrific show. There was a marvelous entertainer there. And she really knocked them. She wowed them. And I did a little number that was pretty good. But seriously, Dick.
You know, I said earlier how 45 minutes would fly by. What's the film about, fellas?
Well,
Peter's terrific at this.
I'm very, very good at this.
Go ahead.
Please, Peter.
Do you have an hour?
No, but it will certainly seem like it.
All right. If everybody will be very, very patient, I'll tell you exactly what the film is about. But
You know, I don't want to hear now.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No.
This requires a little patience.
There's not a few people are going to see this film, I'll tell you that
Wait a
right
minute.
now.
Wait a minute. Go on, Ben.
Stand up and tell him what
All
the
right.
picture's about.
Now, I'm going to tell you what the picture is about.
You know, Ben, I mean,
But this is
what's
not
his
a
name?
simple film.
Peter, you
It's a
picked a bad
complicated
time because
film.
we
It's
have a
not a
message from our
palatable
local
film.
stations, and we'll be... Unfortunately, we're back. You said during the break, Mr. C. Cassavetes, that you wanted to talk a bit about women's lib. Now, I've never been one to stomp on my guests and stop them from what they wanted to speak about.
Well, I'd like to speak about that, but I would like to say that you're a terrific sport. And we were clowning around an awful lot and heavily, and I think that you're great.
One out of...
Barry, right? Barry? Come here. Who said yeah? I'll knock you right on your...
Oh,
Benny,
now,
Benny.
now see,
All right.
Benny,
That's
please.
enough of that.
Now this guy tried to be nice, and you had to come and do a thing like that. And Falk didn't come to my defense either.
I'm ready. Women's lib.
What did we learn in the making of this film? Did we have any fun? Did we ever fight among ourselves? Did our relationship damage itself in any way? We three?
We constantly fought.
Yeah. Did you really?
Yes, we constantly fought.
Actually come to blows?
I think that there is a certain truth in the fact that out of argument and disagreement, out of anger, out of irritation, there comes a caring, there comes a respect, and there comes a friendship. I would say that's the truth.
That was hardly worth waiting for. Yes, there is something to that. But would you say that the bond between... Were you guys really were you close friends before you made the film? Are you closer friends now? Or is there a little certain tension?
No, John and I and Peter had met on occasion. We'd met saying hello across... I was never a friend of John's or Peter's, and neither were they of each other. So there was kind of a fan thing. We liked each other's work. We liked the temperament of each other when we saw each other's work. So I guess that's why we got together. It was his idea. The picture was John's idea, and it was his idea to cast Peter. Now, in the conventional Hollywood film, you'd have a blonde between us with him. There's some guy with blue eyes or something. To cast the three of us together is insanity. You know, Louis B. Mayer would say, "What?
Oh, yeah.
Those three dark New York fellas? Yeah, we can't put them together.
No glamour.
We got to put Lassie between them. Somebody who get love and affection."
Or a blonde, blue-eyed fellow.
That's.
In other words...
Dick, I want to tell you something.
In other
very
words, the
honest.
movie lacks what tonight's show has.
That's right. I'll say this very honestly now. We did not think of you. That is true.
What do you
We
mean?
didn't think of you.
In what area? I thought of him a lot.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't think of you.
Obviously,
If
he
you want to
kissed
know
me
the
a
truth, if you want to know the truth about our relationship as far as the three of us are concerned...
Don't tell us truth about our relationship, Peter.
Why not, John?
Because I don't want you to.
You find it damaging?
Damaging.
All right, I won't.
Actually, what we do is the three of
Are
us...
you afraid of him? Is that why you succumb to his orders like that?
I'm terrified of him.
I'd like to kill him. I'm not terrified of him.
Tell the truth. Be truthful.
Be honest.
Didn't we have a terrific fight about a few weeks ago?
A week ago.
A week.
John and I
tell
almost
about
hit
that.
each other.
Tell about
I
that.
can't tell about that.
Why not?
I can't tell the
It
reason
would be
for it
disloyal
because
if he did that.
disgraceful.
you see.
It is? Is it in the movie in any way? Were you able to...
The fight in the movie?
Yeah, we have
I
a-
wish the fight were in the movie. It's not in the movie.
No.
It was off.
In other
It's
words, the
about
fight-
choices. The fight was about choices. The man is the most open filmmaker I've ever known.
John.
Yes. The most humble, open, and tenacious and remorseless in trying to find a way to make the picture work. Wait a minute. That's honest. You see?
No,
you can't
I
tell
think-
the difference.
That's true.
You got bad luck
Right.
for that.
One night I did a
No,
show...
and I disagreed with John about a certain scene, etc., and I disagreed enough to yell, scream, holler, and say, "Come on outside, I'll kill you," over
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
Now,
I wouldn't go outside, though. No chance.
No?
Yes, he
Inside or nothing, with the rugs at least, where you can fall easily.
Any
No,
chance
the
anything
point,
like
the
that
point
could
is, you
happen
see,
in a...
this brings me back to a talent like Orson Welles, who you had on your show. Let me get really serious for a moment. You had on your show the other night, who for me is the greatest talent that we've ever produced, the greatest film talent ever.
Yeah.
And it is a crime and a shame that this country doesn't appreciate, respect, and build a theater for this man. Build a place where he can give us pleasure.
Yes.
And I think it's important but what can happen to a man like Orson is that he can go to Spain and get closed off from arguments, from tension, from the tension that John allows himself to be part of. That means the screaming about good work, the passion about it, etc., which he's still open to. And that's what makes him a great film artist.
So you...
A great one.
Yes,
I
you
am
have
not
to
good.
risk the burden of...
I never knew you felt that way, Ben.
Well, I do.
So there's a certain risk in that, though, isn't there? Because you also take on the financial risk of the film.
No,
You
the
do it
three of us
yourself.
haven't received a penny from the film. And we've
We
spent
haven't
a
received a penny yet.
great deal of our money. We're partners, actually, in the film.
And if the film should not be a financial success, whose money?
Columbia's money, then, in that case.
Yeah.
Well, Columbia's money and 2 years of our lives with no money.
Why should
So,
you have trouble getting money to do a film? I don't know if you did or not, but Faces was such a success that usually they think, well, quick, let the same guy make another film.
Well, I honestly think that Husbands is a very fine film. I think that it has something to do with what's happening today. From our point of view, from, three guys that have lived part of their lives and don't have their youth to look forward to. I mean, their real early youth to look forward to. But more than that, I think it's one statement of a man's point of view in life. We all get so chicken that we're afraid of our jobs, we're afraid of our wives, we're afraid of our children, we're afraid to go out in the street. And the people that criticize that fear then quickly become contaminated with that. And I really think it's because we live too much from one point of view. Mm-hmm. One point of view means that we're too worried about the way we would appear. We always appear to be something that we're not. We're unhappy with it, and later on, I mean, when women are married for 5 or 10 years, then they begin to say, look, that's not me. What happened to me here? I'm here every day taking care of the kids and waiting for my husband to come home, and there's a dissatisfaction there.
Yes.
And I don't think it's a social thing. You can't blame that on politics so much. It's really the way things have been because men really are not willing to stand up and say, I am me, and I want to be me at any cost, and women too. And so we'll stand up here on this show, and we'll do anything we have to do to make it clear.